There's still more Premier League action for round 38, the final round of action for the Premier League. It's been an interesting season, but we still have a lot to discuss. 10 games happening at the same time. There's bound to be drama. But first off, let's start with a side that even their fall from grace has been so bad that even rivals have to feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them, but some people feel sorry for them. But Victor, Manchester United lost the Europa League final in a game that was a terrible show of football from both sides. Let's be very honest. But looking at their whole season, the fact that this has been their worst Premier League season in history, they did not finish with silver, where players are throwing tantrums. Nothing seems to be working at the moment. How terrible has this season been for United, Victor?
it's it's hard to put into words, like if you look at that stat that surfaced a few days ago about 0.92 points per game since Amorim came on. That's less than Paul Jules for the Derby in 0708. That is shocking. It's not the coach, it's not the players, it's the club as a whole. It's just been absolutely terrible. And the problem is now, how do you move on from this? What improvements can you bring? Can you afford to throw another 250 million at the market and hope something sticks? I don't think they're in the position to do that anymore. So I don't know. Next season is probably going to be more important than people think right now for the future of the club, for the way the next 20 years are going to be. I think next season is more important than people think.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that we could discuss about Manchester United in a single video. I mean, the fact that their problems are just too much to summarize in one or two sentences says a whole lot. But moving away from United, let's go to their opponent, Villa. Villa actually need to secure, they need a win, like to seal a top five finish. And for that to happen, they also need to hope that other results go their way. Max, do you think Villa would easily beat the United side low on morale right now?
You know, I hope not. At least not even for Man United, for Nottingham Forest, because I hope they can get something from the game against Chelsea, because they've been in Champions League zone for a whole season, but in the end they broke it a bit. But still, yeah, seems like Aston Villa are winning, especially how poor Man United results were in Premier League. But I'm not sure that it's gonna be an easy game. It has to be a hard one.
Yeah, fair enough. And Victor, just like Villa, Newcastle also need to beat Everton, to be sure of a top five finish. And if this was few months ago, this fixture would have been seen as a walkover fixture. But Everton are slightly better than they are, compared to last couple months. But do you think Newcastle can still grind out a win?
Yeah, I still think Isak scores at least one, and Newcastle win this one. Maybe not a piece of cake type of win, because there aren't many of those in the Premier League nowadays, but yeah, I fully expect a Newcastle win.
Fair enough. And just on a final note, Max, Arsenal don't they have nothing to play for because they've already sealed second position regardless of whatever happens in their game against Southampton. Perhaps the only thing, worth fighting for Arsenal is that David Raya would probably, win the Golden Glove either joint with Sales or, winning it on his own again if Arsenal manage to keep a clean sheet against Southampton. What are the chances of that happening, Max?
Yeah, also they can lose number two if they lose 0-4 against Southampton and Man City win 4-0. You should think about it as well. But it's never happening, obviously. But actually, Southampton sometimes score. I look at their stats. They scored in 3 of last 5 home games and like 4 out of last 7 in league in total, if I'm not mistaken. And also they're playing at home, their last Premier League game, so they can score, especially since Arsenal wasn't strong in defense last game, so I still feel like Southampton can score, but Arsenal easily winning this game.
Well, yeah, fair enough. And just to add to that, to what you said, Arsenal would also be without Saliba too. No Saliba, no Gabriel. So that's a very big part that could, play in Southampton's favor. But regardless, Arsenal would end the season in second place. Whether David Raya will win the Golden Glove or not remains to be seen. And we'll just have to wait and see. I will gladly celebrate that trophy, man. I will lift the Golden Glove like it's something important. But we'll have to wait and see how that plays
Just
out
don't
anyway.
celebrate with it like Martinez.
I would celebrate with it with my full chest. At least I have something to smile about. Anyways, that has been the Premier League season. Liverpool champions. We know the relegated side already, but how will the top five battle end? We'll be sure to give all the best talking points after this weekend round of action.